Brandy Lee Fountain, age 9, in the 3rd grade, that she's supposed to ask her grandmother. She is in school, and so I'll try and do it as I go along. My full name is Jean Marie Slocum. Now you ask what my last name means. Really, I don't know what Slocum means. I was born in Jackson, Michigan. January the 8th, 1929. It says, what are your earliest memories as a child? Well, gee, as a child, are you going up as far as kindergarten? I can remember going to kindergarten. My twin brother always jumping out the window. It was just like a little chicken coop school that we went to on Thomas Street in Lansing. What was life like when you were my age? Well, I was, take 8, 9, you can't wait till you can be a teenager. You just play hopscotch and, just play around with the neighbors. We had a lot of neighbors where we lived in Lansing. Like you asked now, what did I do with my time when I was young? Well, that's what we'd do. We'd all get together. We'd play games and hide and seek and, well, just, just like kids your age do. Ride bikes and race, play tag and stuff. And now you ask where I went to school. Well, I went to school at Thomas Street School in Lansing. We lived on Thomas Street. Went up there till kindergarten through the 5th. And then we moved and went to Neller's Court. That would be the south end of Lansing. And I went to school there at Christiansey for 1 year, 6th grade. And then when you hit the 6th grade, you had to go to Walter French in Lansing. What was your favorite subjects? Well, I liked math, arithmetic at that time, and home ec. Oh, my favorite teacher? Well, really, was Miss LaSalle. She was a home ec teacher. And she gave us ones that was biting their fingernails a little bit. Why, she gave them an A for marking period. And of course, that made me get $1 from my grandma and grandpa from getting an A on my report card. You ask what my favorite toy is. Well, that's kind of hard at that time. Of course, you always had dolls. I had a little desk that was my own. I'd just play house and play school with my little doll. What did you do? What did you want to be when you were my age? Well, at your age, Brandy, around 8, 9 years old, I always wanted to be a nurse. The worst weather that I ever experienced was after we'd moved from, lived in Lansing, we moved up to Remus, Michigan. In the 9th grade I was. And I finished school there. But the first winter we moved up here, we had an awful snowstorm. Schools was all closed for a whole week, and we shoveled out of the farm, and you couldn't shovel the drive or anything because it was so thick in there. In fact, the snow covered my dad's car. We'd walk right over top of it. Now you ask where we've traveled. Well, Grandma's traveled. I've been to California, New York, Florida. I've been different places in the states around here. I always wanted to go to Massachusetts, up in the New England states, but never got that far. What jokes did I tell? Oh, goodness sakes, honey, that's been so long that Grandma really can't tell how many. I mean, I just don't remember the jokes. My parents treated us kids real nice, real good. If we done something wrong, we got a spanking or we got sent to bed. Or they took the bike away from us, or something that we really wanted, we liked, why they'd take away from us. And if we done something good, why, they thanked us and praised us. And then Sunday, why, afternoon, Mother and Daddy always took us for a ride. And we'd stop and get an ice cream cone, depending on how good we all was for that week. What jobs did I have to do at home? Dishes. Not very seldom, though, because we had a housekeeper. Mother worked and Daddy worked. And really we only had to do maybe dishes on a weekend when we didn't have, because Mother was home, and we'd do the breakfast dishes or something, but that's all. And the games we played, hide and seek and merry-go-round and a lot of games. And we used to play checkers and carom board. We had carom board that my grandmother and grandfather got all of us kids. Christmas one year. The songs we did, used to sing. Oh, goodness sakes. We'd sing all the way up. No, different songs, real old ones. Mother and Daddy would start us off, and then we'd all sing. We'd leave from Lansing up north here. That was before we moved up here. And the dances we did was square dancing. We done a lot of square dancing. Jitterbug. I mean, when you got old enough, 15, 16, you could jitterbug. If you were born near here, how has it changed since you were my age? Well, really, I was born, I don't remember Jackson, because we moved to Barrington, Michigan. That's just north of Remus, until I was 5 years old. And then we moved to Lansing. So really, Lansing is about plus up here, when we moved up here when I was about close to 16. So it's changed. The place has grown up. We used to come out to Horsehead Lake swimming, and now, my goodness sakes, there's all kinds of cottages. There's, it's just packed. Of course, now Grandma lives on Horsehead Lake. The oldest thing I have, I don't have anything real old. I had a smoking stand that belonged to my grandfather that was given to me. But your mother and dad has that now. I hope they keep it. Nursery rhymes my parents or grandparents recited to us. Oh, that was like Mary Had a Little Lamb, Rockabye Baby, and just them little. Really, they didn't recite. They'd just be singing along, and then we'd get in, start singing. Stories. Can you tell me any stories about when you were young? Well, when we were young. Well, when in the summertime, when they had cherries up to Traverse City to pick, Mother would take time off from work and take us 6 kids up, and they had a place for us, like a cottage and stuff, and we'd go out and pick cherries and see how much money we made. I had real long hair, and I used to climb the trees up there, and I got it tangled up, and I got a limb in my ear, and they had to take me to the hospital, and all I kept saying was, "Mom, I want my hair short," so she had to cut my hair real short, and it looked terrible. Well, you asked me what special things that I'm proud of. Well, I'm proud of having grandchildren. I'm proud of having the children I had. They all turned out real nice, real good. I'm just proud that still around, and I can see your grandchildren grow up. Well, now you ask me about special family prayers. Well, we didn't have too many family prayers. Only time that would be when we went over to Grandma's and Grandpa's for like Christmas and Thanksgiving and Easter, and Grandpa or Grandma would always say the prayer. But us, we always had to remember that to ask wherever we were at, the head one at the table, if we could be excused when we got through eating. That was one thing, but they don't do that nowadays. Now you asked me what I remember about my grandparents. Well, on my mother's side, I stayed with them a lot. I lived with them. There just wasn't two better people. Now my dad didn't have, because his parents died when he was very young, I guess around 12 or 14 years old. So really I can't tell you anything about them, but I can tell you about my grandmother and my grandfather of my mother's side. They were wonderful people. They used to every year buy us kids. We had just about anything that we ever asked for. What was the difference about foods commonly eaten when you were my age? Well, we had to sit down and eat. You had mashed potatoes or potatoes and gravy, and you had your vegetable, you had your meat. But nowadays, like you eat pizzas and you eat hamburgers, and we didn't have this. We had regular meals every breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then most of the time we had a snack at night. But that's well, we didn't have TV, so that we couldn't entertain ourselves. But we played house. I did with my sisters, and we just entertained ourselves. Now you asked if the people's work time is about the same or different. I would think they're just about the same. You're still working 40 hours or 48 hours a week. Most of the time I thought it was 48. But now I think they cut it down to 40, and 8 hours is overtime now. No, the stores was not open on Sundays. No. Oh, what are some of the popular songs and singers? Well, there was Frank Sinatra. Now, I don't know whether I can take you back. There was Ernest Tubbs. Oh, goodness sakes, honey, and the songs, Grandma. I just can't tell you. There's so many of them. But I do remember them every now and then. It runs through my mind. I can start humming them or something. Well, the advice of our parents gave us children, is how to lead a good life was behave yourself, act your age, and don't go around fibbing, and just tell the truth. And we've lived a good life. And the advice to you is the same thing, Brandy. No, I don't think there's anything else I can tell you. Oh, I can remember it a lot if I wasn't on this, but eventually, why, you hear different things from me when you come over. You're here most of the time anyway. So you can hear Grandma when she tells you this and that, and you kind of remember it yourself. So, but I hope this is good for you to keep, this tape, and maybe someday you can listen to it and kind of laugh at it. Grandma's got a cold right now. She can't talk too good, but maybe you can understand me. I love you, honey. Bye-bye.